This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, early risers, including us.
It is another Monday morning.
January 29th, and a little blustery out there right now, John Scalzi.
Yes, it is a little windy out there,
Yes.
actually. It's going to get even more windy, windier as we head into the afternoon. We'll look for really kind of a breezy couple of days, I think, and the breezes are going to bring down some cooler temperatures as well. Still have a slight chance of a rain shower around. Temperatures right now holding in the upper 60s. I think that's going to be kind of sticking there over the course of the next probably 12 hours or so before we start to see those temperatures fall. Check out some of the rainfall totals across the region. We picked up in some places over 3 inches of rainfall in the last 24 hours. Yesterday was a really soggy, wet day. Today we get to dry out a little bit, but not until we get through these morning hours. There is some clearer skies, as you can see, back in the central Gulf, but over us, still a little wet, and we do have some showers in progress currently. I'll put the rain chance today at about 20% or so by around noontime. 40% over the next several hours. It is a first alert weather day until we get through these morning hours, then we'll get to get rid of that as the cooler temperatures start filtering in. But breezy is the name of the game for the next 24 hours. Talk about it coming up in a few. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. The usual buildups there on State Road 70, both west of 301 and east of the interstate. Otherwise, let's check farther south now to the northern half of Sarasota County. Little blip there at Bee Ridge as you approach the interstate. Also Clark in the westbound lane around Honore. And our final map to the south will show us all clear at 5:02 on your Monday morning.
And our top story this hour, a preview of President Trump's very busy week ahead.
Serena Marshall has details of his first State of the Union, his new immigration plan, and the fallout over the Russia investigation.
President Trump back in Washington.
I think it was a very, very successful trip.
Confronting new reports confirmed by ABC News that in June he tried to fire special counsel Robert Mueller. Now the Washington Post reports Mr. Trump recently considered firing his deputy attorney general Rod Rosenstein, the man who appointed the special counsel. Lawmakers are divided on whether more protections are needed for the investigation.
It probably wouldn't hurt for us to pass one of those bills.
I don't think there's a need for legislation right now to protect Mueller.
Everybody in the White House knows it'd be the end of the President Trump's presidency if he fired Mr. Mueller.
In his first international TV interview, recorded while in Davos, the president avoided the topic. Former Celebrity Apprentice winner and British journalist Piers Morgan and Mr. Trump discussing a range of issues, from his tweeting,
Well, perhaps sometimes in bed, and perhaps sometimes at breakfast or lunch or whatever,
to the economy.
A lot of the global economy, Piers, is because of how well we're doing.
One of the topics expected to be included as he addresses Congress and the American people on Tuesday, also focusing on infrastructure and immigration. The president is expected to further outline his plan for those so-called dreamers, young people brought to the country illegally as children.
And all of this as pressure continues to mount on the GOP and the president to address allegations of sexual misconduct against GOP megadonor and fundraiser Steve Wynn. He stepped down as the RNC finance chair on Saturday, but questions remain as to what the party will do with the hundreds of thousands of dollars he donated. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
And the first police officer on the scene at the deadly Pulse nightclub massacre will be a guest at the State of the Union address this week. The Orlando Sentinel is reporting that Orlando officer Adam Gruller will be joined by his wife Jamie at President Trump's speech. Now, Gruller was the first officer to confront the gunman who killed 49 people in June of 2016.
Senator Marco Rubio has fired his chief of staff over allegations of improper conduct. Rubio said an investigation revealed threats to withhold employment benefits. The senator says he was made aware of this on Friday, then traveled from Florida to Washington Saturday to terminate his employment effective immediately. The announcement made no mention of the chief of staff's name. However, a press release on Rubio's website dated December 2016 said the name was Clint Reed, Rubio's newly appointed chief of staff then. 5:04 right now. If you're thinking about a swim or on a boat today, the National Weather Service says there's a high rip current risk alert.
That's right. Now Marla Spence joins us live from Bayfront Park in Sarasota with more on that. Good morning, Marla.
Good morning, Stephanie and Ray. This is news for beachgoers here on the Suncoast who may be thinking of hitting up the beach today, but the National Weather Service is warning some Florida counties of a high rip current risk this morning. That risk went into effect a little after 3 this morning for Sarasota and Manatee counties. According to the National Weather Service website, a cold front moving across the eastern Gulf of Mexico through the day is causing increased wave action, resulting in that risk. The risk is in effect today up until tomorrow night. Now, for those who are thinking of heading to the beach and insist on getting into the water, they are advised to pay attention to flags and signs when out enjoying the beach. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Well, due to budget problems, youth sports leagues here in Venice will be looking for a new practice space. Last week, the Venice City Council members were asked to approve a letter to the county saying it needs to notify the leagues that play at Wellfield and Chuck Ryder parks. The city had been trying to get the county to take over those parks entirely, but the talks ended up going nowhere. Instead, the county terminated the agreement under which it maintains those parks for use for the city. Now, without the resources to take care of it, those facilities will be unavailable come October 1st. Now, that move is expected to save the county about $2.2 million, but it could leave some local teams with nowhere to go. The city and the county have a joint meeting scheduled for February the 28th to further discuss the issue. And today in Manatee County, volunteers will get together to give the annual homeless consensus. According to the Bradenton Herald, last year's census recorded more than 500 homeless people in Manatee County and more than 800 in Sarasota County. Now, to get the stats, volunteers have to go where the homeless are staying, including outdoor camps, sidewalks, abandoned buildings, shelter, and free food pantries. Now, the point-in-time homeless survey typically lasts about 24 hours, but Manatee's volunteers will actually be going for a week to reach more homeless people in our area.
More than 4 months after Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico has people still with FEMA-funded hotel rooms across the U.S. mainland. According to FEMA, there are nearly 4,000 families receiving hotel assistance across 42 states. Many families relying on volunteers to navigate the network of benefits. FEMA has set a March 20th deadline for the program to end, but many families say they can't afford temporary housing without FEMA. Some say they don't know where they will wind up.
It frustrates me that they are misinformed, right? It frustrates me that there is not a plan, a long-term plan for them.
According to a study by the Center for Puerto Rican Studies at Hunter College, more than 200,000 Puerto Ricans could move to the U.S. mainland over the next 12 months, the greatest number expected to settle in Florida.
Well, no violence was reported during a white nationalist rally at Florida State Capitol, but the situation was tense as the rally got underway in Tallahassee on Sunday morning. Now, the group called League of the South held what is called its first major gathering there. But it faced a counter-protest led by a string of student and some other groups. They also said they wanted to take a stand against racism, hatred, and bigotry. Now, there was a heavy police presence, but the protest did end without any incident.
Meantime, 2 hours south of the state capitol, the University of Florida has fully reimbursed Alachua County for expenses involving the white nationalist rally held there 3 months ago. The Gainesville Sun reports that earlier in January, county commissioners voted to send UF a bill of $300,000. More than $200,000 of that covered by services by the sheriff's office. A white nationalist spoke on campus in October at an event that attracted thousands of people. The organization paid about $10,000 to host the event on campus.
A 7-year-old boy arrested at school in South Florida, taken away in handcuffs. The video making headlines all across the country after it went viral. The boy accused of attacking a teacher, but his parents say police and the school went too far. It happened Thursday in Miami. The boy's mother in the principal's office when police put the cuffs on. The police taking the boy for a non-voluntary psychiatric evaluation. Now, that incident is raising some concerns. In a statement, Miami-Dade police saying that the action on a student rarely happens, but, quote, was warranted to prevent his erratic and violent behavior from bringing further harm to himself or to others. Now, some reports say that bullying may have been behind the child's outburst. He's been given a standard 10-day suspension. The family says they have not ruled out a lawsuit in that case. Well, 38 years after a Coast Guard ship collided with a tanker near the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, Coast Guard members, survivors, and family members holding a memorial service there. That ceremony featured remarks, posting of the colors, and a reading of the lost crew members' names. Now take a look at these photos. This is actually from the incident taken from Manatee County Public Library archives. The Blackthorn lost 23 of its 50 crew members in the worst peacetime disaster of the time in Coast Guard history. Now a memorial inscribed with the names of the crew members that perished now stands 2 miles north of the collision site in St. Pete.
That was an awful day.
Yeah, it was.
Now we've got the beautiful Sunshine Skyway built in the 1980s.
That is right, that is right.
More than 30 years ago, a class of students in Scotland put a message in a bottle for a school project.
And you guessed it, it ended up on the shores of our Sunshine State. The bottle washed ashore near Key Largo, where an elderly couple found it after Hurricane Irma. Now the note said that the kids were learning about pirates and would like to see just how far that message goes.
We are learning all about pirates. We would like to see how far this message goes.
Please write and tell me where you found the bottle.
Wow. Now they did reply that they found the note, and a couple months later the now retired teacher couple replied. She wrote that the class forgot to put a date on the letter. She explained that she is retired and her class had written the note sometime, ready for this, in the 1980s.
Wow.
That's how long ago that all happened.
Love those stories.
What a moment.
For the latest on this story and others, check out our new app. Go to the App Store and find us under WWSB or My Suncoast. Still ahead, first alert traffic and weather, plus stars, celebrities, and politics taking center stage, particularly politics. At the music industry's biggest night of the year, we have the roundup of the show.
That is right, and come up a little later in the hour, face-to-face with an uninvited guest. A Sarasota man describes meeting his would-be burglar in his home, but this story takes a weird twist. Stick around.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if your loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I think people just should be aware and take it seriously when they say that the storm's coming.
People want to know when their lights are going to be back on. We want to be able to communicate with them about that in a better way.
Hurricane Irma aftermath. It has been 4 months. What did we learn, and who is getting stuck with the bill? I'm Alan Cohn. There's no power outage at the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, it was a rainy, sloppy mess yesterday. No doubt about it. In fact, Tampa broke the all-time record for the amount of rainfall they got on one day. In fact, it came in at over 3 inches. That's a record that stood since 1900. So significant rainfalls. Now, we didn't break any records around here, but we did get some pockets of fairly heavy rainfall across the region, as much as 3-inch plus rainfalls. We still have a chance at some rain through the morning hours, but as we head into the afternoon, I think things will start to clear out. Current conditions, 67 degrees, cloudy skies, dew point coming in at 66. South-southwest wind comes in at about 13. A breezy wind out of the west. That onshore component is the responsible culprit for giving us that rip current advisory. We also have a small craft advisory that'll be up for tonight through tomorrow. Those windy conditions prompt me to give a first alert designation to tomorrow's forecast as well, even though for most of us should not be too much of a problem tomorrow, but for boaters and anybody who wants to get out there and enjoy the coastal regions, it will be a little bit breezy. High-profile vehicles may have a little bit of a tough time for the first half of the day tomorrow as well. Scattered showers across the region in our future cast as we head into the morning hours. You know, most of the rain's gone, but we still have that chance at an isolated shower or passing sprinkle. And there is some heavy rainfall in progress now in interior sections around Arcadia. So we'll put in that 40%. 40%, that's it. It was 80% yesterday, so we're about half of what we were yesterday in terms of rainfall chances. And I think the character of the showers are going to be, for the most part, pretty light through the morning hours. By noon, we will have some cloud cover around, but be able to cut the rain chance in half again, down to about 20%. And most of the showers, I think, for all intents and purposes, will be over by then. And then as we head into the afternoon, may even get a peek at the sunshine for a brief period of time, but clouds will linger through about 7 o'clock tonight. I wouldn't say that tonight's sunset is going to be particularly spectacular unless things clear out much quicker than think they will, but we'll keep an eye on it and see how that plays out as we head through the afternoon. Anyway, as we go through the overnight, we do start to clear out, and by tomorrow morning, I think we'll probably have a sunrise that'll be mostly sunny. There'll be a little cloud cover around, but boy, will the temperatures be different. As we head into tomorrow, a big ridge of high pressure sitting over the center part of the state sinks southward and brings us some rapid clearing and some cooler temperatures. We do have that one lone shower producing some fairly heavy rain around Arcadia right now, but it's moving off to the north and to the east at a pretty good clip. So total rainfall accumulations here, not that great. There'll probably be some ponding water on roadways out and around the Arcadia area because of this strong storm that moved through. And there may be some lingering puddles of water around as you drive in areas that aren't raining right now because of the kind of persistent overnight showers that we had. But so long as we have this southwesterly wind flow, we'll continue to factor in that chance of a shower until we shift those winds around to a more northwesterly direction, signaling that the front has moved through and that we start to dry out. So the beach and boating forecast, of course, is not so good. Winds will be up tonight at about 20, small craft advisory through tonight into tomorrow morning and all day tomorrow as well. Becoming choppy with building seas up to 6 feet during the next 24 hours. Forecast looks like this: a 40% chance of showers early. We'll call it first alert. Tomorrow, a little bit of a windy day, so another alert day, I think 2 in a row, though nothing really severe here. And then over the course of the next several days, we'll look at some chilly temperatures with increasing warmth as we head into the weekend. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there. Like he mentioned, the roads still are a little bit wet out there, so you want to give yourself a few extra minutes this morning. Nothing too bad. We do have a little bit of a slowdown right there on 301, just south of State Road 64. And if you're heading into North Sarasota, that one's not looking too bad out there. Most of the roads are still running pretty good around this time of year. A little congestion on Clark. And if you're heading into South Sarasota, those roads are looking actually pretty good this morning out there. 519, that is your first alert traffic.
Well, last night was the 60th annual Grammys, and Bruno Mars won all 6 categories in which he was nominated.
That is right, but things did take a sharply political turn during the show. ABC's Candace Gibson has more.
Politics and powerful messages at the Grammys. From Kendrick Lamar's controversial opening to powerful performances by women. Lady Gaga at the piano. And Kesha performing her song, joined by Cyndi Lauper and a stage of women in white telling Kesha's painful story of alleged abuse. Stars in the crowd wearing Me Too roses and Time's Up pins, supporting the growing movement. The rapper Logic performing his suicide prevention anthem and ranting about a number of social issues.
Black is beautiful, hate is ugly.
Singer Camila Cabello, a Cuban-American, giving this message to dreamers.
This country was built by dreamers, for dreamers, chasing the American dream.
Then a surprise appearance during a skit with host James Corden, Hillary Clinton reading from Fire and Fury, the controversial book about the Trump administration.
He had a long-time fear of being poisoned. One reason why he liked to eat at McDonald's. Nobody knew he was coming, and the food was safely pre-made.
That moment immediately getting reaction, Nikki Haley tweeting, "I have always loved the Grammys, but to have artists read the Fire and Fury book, killed it. Don't ruin great music with trash." And Donald Trump Jr. tweeting, "Getting to read a fake news book excerpt at the Grammys seems like a great consolation prize for losing the presidency." Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
And celebrities did take to the Grammy Awards red carpet last night to show their support for women as well. It's part of an effort organized by a group called the Voices in Entertainment. Stars showed support for women speaking out against sexual harassment and inequality by wearing white roses. You probably saw those quite a bit last night. Voices of Entertainment said in a statement they were inspired by the Time's Up campaign. They said they chose a white rose as a symbol because it stands for hope, peace, sympathy, and resistance.
Remember the old days when award shows were kind of light, breezy, and fun?
It is a different time these days. You've got a captive audience, so this is a good moment to have like that platform. And
apparently so.
Apparently. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the Trump administration is looking into building a nationalized 5G mobile network. What that could mean for you.
Next half hour, high winds in the Suncoast prompt a special advisory. We'll have a live report for you from the Bayfront when we come back. But first, here's a peek outside at the Rosemary District's sort of a breezy morning. Warm though, temps in the upper 60s. John's forecast a few minutes away.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
I was hoping you'd share your pictures from Gasparilla Pictures.
I still have to go through my phone and find the appropriate Gasparilla pictures to show.
Are there some adult pictures in there?
Well, there's some scene setters, and there's some scantily clad outfits that seem to work their way, not mine, into pictures. As you're taking me, here's all the environment and the scenes. But it was a really good day on Saturday for Gasparilla. We'd love to see your pictures of it if you got them too.
Yeah, the weather was good for that, wasn't it?
It was nice and breezy, not too hot out. It was a good day for all of that.
Big day. 5:24 on this Monday morning.
Welcome back. Could the government be considering building a new 5G network?
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a nationalized 5G mobile network could be in the works. Axios reports the Trump administration is considering creating that network to provide faster service.
It would also be a way of guarding against China and other malicious internet actors. Final decision on it still months away. Car makers are hitting a major speed bump in their race to develop self-driving cars. The drivers themselves.
A new poll finds a full 2/3 of Americans are uncomfortable with the idea of leaving the driving to a robot. The poll says women are less inclined to let go of that steering wheel. And Elon Musk is selling more than just electric cars. You can now buy a flamethrower from his boring company.
They go for $500 a piece. Only 20,000 of them will be sold. The company is also selling $30 fire extinguishers to go with the flamethrowers.
Ah, that's a good idea.
You would think. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Office Depot Office Max.
Running a business is not for the faint of heart. Luckily, Office Depot Office Max is here to take care of you.
Taking care of business.
With print services. Done right, on time, guaranteed. Expert tech support. This week at Office Depot Office Max, save big on tax software for your business. Plus, let us help you manage your business finances at OfficeDepot.com/BizBox.
Taking care of business.
You wouldn't do only half of your daily routine, so why treat your mouth any differently? Complete the job with Listerine. Help prevent plaque, early gum disease, bad breath, and kill up to 99.9% of germs. Listerine. Bring out the bold.
It's just a cough.
If you could see your cough, you'd see just how far it can spread. Robitussin soothes in seconds and delivers fast, powerful cough relief for hours. Robitussin DM Max, because it's never just a cough.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Join ABC7 at the all-new 2018 edition of Circus Sarasota. Ovation, Under the Big Top at Nathan Benderson Park behind the mall at UTC. Friday, February 9th through Sunday, March 4th. All opening weekend tickets are 20% off, courtesy of ABC7. To purchase your discount tickets, visit circusarts.org, the Circus Sarasota box office at the Big Top, or call 941-355-9805. Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining. Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
It is 5:30. Good morning to you on this Monday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Weekend now is officially over.
Wow, this one went really fast.
Yeah, they always do.
Going on. Yeah. Like, is it Monday already? How's this happening?
We're here again.
We are.
January 29th, John Scalzi in place, and breezy is the word of the day, right, John?
It is breezy out there, actually. We have rip current advisories, small craft advisories coming up for tonight, all because of a breezy wind that right now is out of the south, but it's going to get even breezier as those winds shift to the north. And once they turn to the north, that's when we start to see some of the really cooler air start to filter in, and we have a couple of days of some kind of chilly temperatures. Still some showers around. Yesterday we broke an all-time temperature rainfall record in Tampa. Didn't do it here, but we certainly got some pockets of rainfall that would equal Tampa's record. They were just not at the recording stations. If they had been, perhaps we would have broken a record here as well. Temperatures across the region generally hanging in the upper 60s to near 70, and that's where they're going to stay. It's going to be kind of sustained. Here are some of the rainfall amounts that came in over the last 24 hours, and we've got 3.5 inches down here near Venice, 1.5 inches outside of Venice, and generally speaking, at least a half an inch of rain for everybody. There are some showers still in progress just to the east of Arcadia, moving out of our viewing area. But as long as we have this kind of southwesterly wind that's breezy, we have a chance of seeing some rain showers around. So for your commute forecast this morning, we're going to call it potentially a problem for rain. There might be some patchy fog developing this morning as well. Watch for that. And of course, the wind speeds are up a little bit. 2 hands on the wheel as you go over the Skyway. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, John, speaking of traffic, let's check the roads right now. 301 northbound, some congestion there. Also State Road 70, both directions between 41 and 301. Farther south now to the northern half of Sarasota County. Only blip we see there is on Bee Ridge as you get past Cattleman and head toward the interstate. And farther south, all clear at 5:32 on this Monday morning. Our top story, a heads up for swimmers and boaters today. There's a high rip current risk alert.
That's right. Our Marla Spencer joins us live from Bayfront Park in Sarasota with more on this. Marla?
Stephanie and Ray, beachgoers here on the Suncoast may not be too happy after hearing a high rip current risk is in effect for some Florida counties. That risk went into effect a little after 3 this morning for Sarasota and Manatee counties. According to the National Weather Service website, a cold front moving across the eastern Gulf of Mexico through the day is causing increased wave action, resulting in that risk, and the risk is in effect today until tomorrow. Now, for those who need to go to the beach and insisting on getting into the water, it is advised that they pay attention to flags and also signs on lifeguard posts. And if they do get caught up in a rip current, it's always advised that they swim parallel to the shore. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. We'll keep you updated and online at mysuncoast.com, as well as our app with all the weather conditions. Well, it was a shocking night for a Sarasota man after he came face-to-face with a burglar at his home off of Proctor Road.
The burglar didn't take much, but he did lose an important item after he left the property. The incident happened on Oak Hollow Drive in Sarasota. The victim believes his house was a target because there was no lights on the home early Sunday. He woke up to find his garage door open, even though he had closed the garage the night before. He thinks the man who broke into the house used the side door because he woke up to find it unlocked.
I heard noise. The third time I got up, looked out in the hall, turned the light, and there was a person standing in the doorway. I immediately rushed towards him, pushed the door shut. He pushed back, and I pushed it shut, locked it, and called the police, and they were here within 5 minutes.
And Sarasota County deputies told the victim that they did find the suspected burglar a few blocks away, but at that point he was not wearing a shirt and was not wearing pants, only his underwear. Deputies showed the victim a photo of the man they captured, and he believes law enforcement caught the right guy. No one was hurt in the incident, and the burglar did not take anything from the home, but maybe he should have borrowed some clothes.
Extra set of clothes, right. Sheriff deputies in Manatee County say a drug deal preceded a shooting and attempted robbery over the weekend. It happened on 10th Street, Court East in Bradenton. Deputies found a man shot in the leg there. The victim admits he was buying marijuana, but when he arrived, the person just tried to steal his money instead. Then when he tried to leave, the person shot him. He was hospitalized for his injury, and the investigation is ongoing.
Well, here's another strange story. This one is out of Georgia. A man allegedly cut a woman's throat, buried her under some logs, and then left her for dead. But the crazy twist was she woke up and was able to go and get help.
Reporter Crystal Howard was there for the 3-hour standoff.
And police do have Christopher Clayton Sweat in custody. The sheriff told me it took about 3 hours to get him out. He didn't respond to phone calls or their PA system, and that's when they used tear gas to get him out.
Yes, okay. He's the one involved with that.
Okay.
That incident that happened earlier. That happened about, we got the call about 8:30 this morning.
A call about a woman who had had her throat cut by Sweat and was left under a pile of logs to die.
At the time she woke up, I think she was choked and she passed out.
Sweat stole her car after the incident this morning and sent the sheriffs on a hunt for the armed and dangerous suspect.
The truck of hers he stole, he had swapped tags on it and spray painted it black.
Sheriff Carter says they received a call around 2:45 about him being in this camper, and that's when authorities arrived and surrounded it. There were 2 other people in the camper that knew Sweat but had no idea what was going on. When police demanded them to come out, they did, and Sweat remained inside. He didn't respond to phone calls or to the sheriff's PA system to come out of the camper.
It took us about 3 hours. We tried to talk to him. We finally, our CERT team went in with tear gas, and he came out the window, and we got him in custody at this time.
And as for the victim,
of course, our prayers go out to the victim, of course, but we're looking for anybody that's got any information on it further than we already know. Right now, we'll continue. It'll still be under investigation.
And a small plane was forced to make an emergency landing on a California highway last night. Check out this video. Now, the plane stopped on the Costa Mesa freeway because it was having some engine problems. Now, no one on board the plane was hurt or on the ground. Everybody was okay, but the FAA is investigating the incident as of this morning.
A mudslide in the news, but not in Southern California. Look at this. This was the scene Sunday in Schenectady, near Albany, New York. 3 people were rescued from their home, and another was taken to a hospital with serious injuries. That house looks very precarious up there. Overall, the mudslide displaced more than a dozen people in upstate New York.
Well, the lunar trifecta is happening later on this week. Those in the western part of the country will get to see the super blue blood moon. Now, this full moon is special for 3 reasons, thus the trifecta. 1, the moon is closer to Earth in its orbit and 14% brighter than it normally is. 2, it's the second full moon of the month. It's known as the blue moon. And then finally, this moon is going to be passing through Earth's shadow for a total lunar eclipse. Now, when that happens, it takes on this kind of cool reddish tint, and so that is known as the blood moon. Now, people living in the West Coast are going to get a better view of the super blue moon. For those on the Sunshine State, well, just going to kind of depend on the weather in that case.
For the latest on this story and other stories, go to our new app at the App Store. You can find us under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
And filing your taxes early is more important than ever this year, according to tax officials. The IRS will officially begin accepting paper and electronic tax returns today. Now, for those who haven't filed already, it's important to be aware of the dangers of identity theft because, according to tax officials, criminals typically begin filing fraudulent tax returns this time of the year. The Identity Theft Resource Center reported almost 200 million tax records exposed in data breaches through September of last year.
So if the crook gets your ID information and files a return and they get your refund, it doesn't mean you may not get it back. They're just going to be a pain in the neck for you. So I just think it's very important, especially this year when there's been that many data breaches, that people really try to get in as soon as they can and try to beat the crooks to the punch.
Now, to avoid being targeted for identity theft, taxpayers are urged to file as early as possible, like he just said. You can also sign up for identity theft protection and credit monitoring services as an added precaution as well. And a Kansas donut chain is cooking up some big controversy using the latest social media stunt, the Tide Pod Challenge, to promote a new kind of donut that sort of looks like those pods. Now, the challenge involves mostly teens eating the laundry capsules on video for others to see on social media. The owner of the donut shop says he's not encouraging people to eat the actual Tide Pods. And although they haven't addressed the donut situation, Tide reminded consumers in an official statement that the laundry pods are meant to clean clothes, not to be played with and certainly not eaten.
Interesting discrimination lawsuit filed against Walmart. The issue, many beauty products primarily used by African Americans are kept under lock and key, but those without ethnic packaging are not under lock and key. Some of the products behind lock and key include hair and skin products and even a comb that only costs 50 cents.
I just feel that we need to be treated equally, and it's no way that we should be treated this way just because of a complexion.
In response to the lawsuit, Walmart said some products are subject to additional security. Those determinations, they say, are made on a store-by-store basis. They also say, while we've yet to review the complaint, we take the situation seriously and look forward to addressing it in a court of law.
All right, if you're a fan of the hit show This Is Us,
yes,
like This Is Us, you're caught up on your episodes. Spoiler alert, you know that in last week's episode it implied that one of the main characters, one of our favorites, dies because of a fire caused by a faulty crock pot.
Yeah, so how realistic is this whole situation?
Well, according to the crockpot company, who probably isn't too happy with this scenario, said the scene was purely fictional. They want to assure people that slow cookers are safe to use, and for nearly 50 years and over 100 million crockpots sold, mostly to my family, they have never received any complaints.
You don't need to throw out your crock pot just because you saw it on TV. Remember, everything you see on TV is not always the fact.
What? Everything we see on TV is not a fact?
On this show it is.
Right? Well, some appliances, they say you should keep your eye on. Microwaves, because they can overheat and have faulty wires, especially used ones. Dryers are another one known to cause thousands of fires every year. They can overheat and have some devastating results. So, no need to throw away your crock pot. Just be mindful of the age of your appliance, the condition, and of course the way that you use it.
You know, the sweet little couple next door gave the family in question a crock pot. Here, you take it, it's 30 years old.
Yes,
and
it's
had
fine.
A faulty switch.
Yes.
And it snowballed from there.
It did. Crockpot company could not have been happy with that scene.
No, the fallout there.
No.
542 and breezy out there, upper 60s. First alert traffic and weather is straight ahead.
That's right. And germaphobes, rejoice. New technology can literally zap all your fears away. We have that story coming up next in Health Smart.
There's a shot of the Rosemary District. A little wet road out there. We'll have John's complete forecast straight ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. It is the largest orchid show on Florida's West Coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. Go to vaos.org online for more details.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you. I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
67 degrees out there, cloudy skies, dew point value at 66. So 67 temperature, 66 dew point, pretty close together. That gives us high relative humidity, and the chance of a little patchy fog out there cannot be ruled out. It's not widespread, it's not real thick at this moment, but we'll watch for that. That's a possibility for your morning commute. Southwest wind breezy coming in at about 10. Let's take it hour by hour. The forecast for you starts off with this southwesterly wind flow, continuing to provide us with some fairly heavy rainfall just to the east of Arcadia, moving up toward Frostproof, actually. As we head into the 7 o'clock hour, I think things will be pretty quiet around here, but we cannot rule out little spotty showers or patches of drizzle this morning across the region, and that is why we'll put in the first alert weather status for this morning. We got to get rid of these rain showers before we can remove that first alert status, and I think we'll probably be able to do that this afternoon as we start to see a little bit of drying take place. Through the noontime hour, again, just some isolated areas of drizzle, but the winds will have shifted more to a northwesterly direction, an indication that by 3, the front will have moved through and some drier air will start to filter in. Rain chances will go away, and by 7 o'clock tonight, we may even see a little bit of patchy clearing across the region as we usher in that drier air from the north. It'll be breezy, though, and temperatures will start to fall as soon as we start to move that wind from the southwest to a more northwesterly direction. Due north overnight, the cooler temperatures really filter in, and when we wake up tomorrow morning, I think we're going to see the temperatures significantly cooler than they are this morning. A little bit of rain shower activity moving out of the region right now. As I mentioned, some patchy areas of light drizzle and light showers this morning. But otherwise, I think we're certainly in for a much drier day today than we saw yesterday. No doubt about that. We have an area of low pressure off the mid-Atlantic coast and a frontal boundary just moving through areas of the Big Bend right now. As that presses southward, high pressure gets to build in and those winds become breezy. Rip current advisories for those onshore winds today. And then we'll watch small craft advisories hoisted tonight through tomorrow as the seas begin to increase and the winds get a little bit breezy around here. So your forecast looks like this for today. Northwest wind increasing to about 20 knots overnight tonight. Small craft advisories hoisted for tonight through tomorrow. And then a first alert weather day status for a 40% chance of early showers. I think we'll be able to get rid of that this evening. Tomorrow, we'll bring it back again for windy conditions, mostly impacting boaters and people who want to recreate in the waters. Otherwise, high-profile vehicles going over the Skyway could have a little bit of a problem. People working on scaffolding, that sort of things. Otherwise, as we head into the next several mornings, temperatures start to drop. 41 as we head into Tuesday into Wednesday. Wednesday, we only get to 68, still cool, but we do start to warm for the next 3 days back into the 70s, and we'll factor in a slight chance of rain on Sunday. Back to you.
And in this hour's Health Smart,
some schools in 6 states will be closed today due to the spread of the flu. The epidemic is so severe in Oklahoma. 20 districts have shut their doors in the last week as they try to disinfect. In Jacksonville, the virus forced bus drivers to stay home as well.
Sending your kid with a fever, especially a high fever, you're sending them on a bus with a bunch of kids, including a driver, and you're putting everybody else at risk.
There's an action shot of someone blowing their nose.
Right.
Natural sound full.
Bring that story home.
39 states still report high flu activity, and experts say the season might not have reached its peak yet. The outbreak is the worst in nearly a decade, continues to claim lives. A little 12-year-old boy named Dylan Winnick from Florida was laid to rest this weekend. He's one of 37 kids whose life was cut short by the deadly flu strain. In Minneapolis, where fans are already packing the streets for the Super Bowl, staff and volunteers armed with disinfectant are sanitizing surfaces several times a day to keep crowds healthy. There's a new way to kill germs, and some of the first to use it are here in Florida. It's called the germ zapping robot. This robot uses an ultraviolet light to destroy bacteria, viruses, mold, and other pathogens. Now, health experts say the robot can disinfect a room in as little as 4 minutes.
Now, UVC comes from the sun naturally, but it's protected from the earth by the ozone layer. So bacteria and viruses haven't really been exposed to this type of light. And we are artificially creating in a room, but incredibly intensely. So in a matter of just minutes, we're killing things like MRSA, C. diff. We've been tested against Ebola and anthrax.
The robot is about 3 feet tall and can be pushed around like a shopping cart from room to room. A person pushes a button on the machine that signals it to start, then leaves the room and shuts the door. The robot sends pulses of light every second to disinfect every surface in the room, from cell phones to beds to medical equipment. Sign me up.
Right, sign us all up. Maybe they could use a couple hundred of those at the Super Bowl. That's what I kept thinking about this week. All those people in all those spaces.
Oh, I know there's that.
Oh, Germ Bowl 2018.
We'll update the day's top local news headlines after this, but first, a peek outside.
That is right. It's looking beautiful out there this morning, except for a little bit of rain that is still in the street. So take it safe out there. It is 5:51, and you are watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
A high rip current risk is in effect right now on the Suncoast. Very breezy out there. A cold front is coming across the Gulf and causing much higher waves. Experts warn boaters and swimmers to not take chances today.
Plus, the IRS will officially begin accepting paper and electronic tax returns today. Tax officials say it's also a good time of the year and a good reminder to be on the lookout for identity theft. It's also the time most active for criminals to file fake returns as well.
And the 60th annual Grammy Awards were last night. Big winner was Bruno Mars, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, but several other awards as well.
Love to see that.
Did you watch it all last night?
Yeah, I watched some bits and pieces of it. Love me some Bruno Mars. I was glad to see that.
He's doing very well.
He's doing very good. He's one of my favorites.
I'll say. From Hawaii, by the way.
Yes,
trivia.
that is right.
Fun fact. 5:56. We'll have much more local news and John's forecast after that. Stay with us.